Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Genesis chapter 12, verse 10 through 16. Abraham, or Abram, has come to his land. He's at the land of Canaan. He's not really found a place to settle down. He then found a place that he could set his tents. But this didn't really seem to be a place that he would want to be at for a longer period of time. So he continues down further, and what do you know? He's at Canaan, can't find a place to live, and then there is a famine that comes upon the land. So let's jump into our reading now. There was a famine in the land. When you follow the Lord, when I follow the Lord, we are not promised that everything will be perfect and that we will have no troubles in our life. In fact, because we follow the Lord and because we attempt to do what is right, oftentimes we even get attacked or we find ourselves maybe not in the most favorable of situations because we are doing what's right and everybody else is perhaps cheating or just doing their own thing. And so we have to remember there are famines in the Christian life. Following the Lord, there are going to be plenty of storms. There are going to be plenty of problems. If you think about just Abraham's whole journey to this land of promise that God has told him that he's going to give to him, he's had some really good encounters with the Lord. But as far as this land being any sort of favorable, pleasant, and good land, it's just not showing itself to be. And so when we begin to follow Christ, oftentimes we'll be like, I don't know if this is what it's all cut out to be. But it is because there are far better things that are coming. And so that is just an attitude we need to make sure we have in our hearts and our heads, that following the Lord does not mean that our life will be free of problems. So there was a famine in the land. So Abram went down to Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was severe in the land. Some will take this as saying that Abram is disobeying the Lord by going down to Egypt. You never should go down to Egypt. We know Jesus's parents, Mary and Joseph, went down to Egypt when King Herod was attempting to kill all of the infants. And so I don't know if you can say necessarily going down to Egypt is bad. Joseph and or Jacob and all of Joseph's brothers went down to Egypt. We know they ended up turning into slavery on their parts, but again, that would have been wise at that point. And so rather than taking this as being a sin because he went down to Egypt and he left the promised land, I'm going to take this as being an example for us to follow. God didn't tell him to do it, but he is just using good old-fashioned street smarts, good old-fashioned wisdom, and saying, hey, there's no food here, but there's food down in Egypt. I'm going to go there. That's where I'm going to go, and that's where I'm going to be taken care of. And so he goes there to get the food. I think that would be an example to follow. But what he's about to do when he gets to Egypt is not an example to follow. In fact, he does some terrible sins. He lies, and he even sets up his wife to enter into adultery, sexual immorality. So let's read what happened. When he was about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarai, his wife, I know that you are a woman beautiful in appearance, and when the Egyptians see you, they will say, this is his wife. Then they will kill me, but they will let you live. Oh, I'm worried. You're really pretty, and everybody is going to want to marry you. They're going to kill me and then take you. That's what they're going to do. That's what these Egyptians are going to do. So here's what you need to do. Rather than us doing things that are right, doing things that are good, you need to say, you are my sister, that it may go well with me because of you, and that my life may be spared for your sake. So he's asking Sarai to lie. They're going to go and be deceptive. No, that's not correct. It's not the correct action to do. But then notice the motivation. He says, so that it may go well with me because of you, that my life may be spared. Not only not to be killed, but so that it would go well with him. And in fact, it does go well with him. But you're thinking, well, okay, maybe it'll go well for you, Abram, But what about for Sarai? So when Abram entered Egypt, the Egyptians saw the woman was very beautiful. And when the princes of Pharaoh saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh. And the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. So exactly what happened, what Abraham was afraid of, what Abram was afraid of, happened, except the Egyptians thought that this was okay. This is his sister. We're going to the Pharaoh is going to marry her, take her into the harem, the group of women that would be for Pharaoh. And for her sake, he dealt well with Abraham. He had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male servants, female donkeys, and camels. So Abraham really comes out ahead, doesn't he? Sarai is there, taken into Pharaoh's presence, and then Abraham gets all of these other things. You see, that is not working out well, being selfish on Abraham's part, that he would even be willing to do that. This is sin that is then leading to just deep selfishness. God is going to intervene, thankfully, and then he's going to rebuke Pharaoh, and then Pharaoh's going to rebuke Abraham because of that. But I pray that we'll get into that next video. I pray that has been a blessing to you all, and I will see you in the next video.